Hello, this is OverlordBou, and we're back with another information video, and today I'll be going over the top 8 tech tree lines to grind in WoWs 2022. So today I'll be going over 8 separate lines that I would suggest you grind throughout 2022. I do have 2 honorable mentions as well, which I'll be going over at the end of the video, but I'm just going to make this video short and sweet, to the point, just on my suggestions and a little bit on why. So let's go to the tech tree line real quick. All right, so for the first line I'd recommend would be the Royal Navy DD line. So it is a traditional DD playstyle leaning more towards the gunboat. All feature exceptional acceleration and maneuverability, but slow speed. Very good concealment. All DDs are considered at least average performance for their tier, and daring is the best tech tree tier 10 DD. It is very good in randoms. Good tech tree DD is in ranked, and daring sees occasional use in competitive. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is going to be in the Italian tree, and is going to be the Fenzia. The Italian cruiser line has unique sap cruiser line with exhaust smoke, powerful broadside salvo, exceptionally versus DDs. It also has good maneuverability, but vulnerable citadels. It's the low tier cruisers are considered pretty much trash, with tier 6 and 7 are fine, tier 8 and up are good and excellent. Powerful in randoms, solid in ranked. Fenzia sees competitive formats. For the next one is going to be in the German tree, and of course, most of you already kind of guessed it's going to be in this one. It is going to be the new Schlieffen line. Now, the Schlieffen line is a unique secondary focus BB line. It does have poor armor and low HP pool, but excellent concealment and secondary firepower. It is mediocre from tier 5 and 7, but excellent BB starting at tier 8 and above. Somewhat hard to use. It requires a 17 to 21 point captain to be used effectively at all. So you have to make sure you have that 21 point or 17 point captain, or you're not going to be able to use these ships effectively. Now, it is generally considered very fun to play, and in matchmaking dependent in randoms, it is very good in ranked and useful in clan battles. The next tree line is going to be in the Japanese quarters. The first one is going to be the Hakuryu. So the Hakuryu is a CV line specialized in torpedoes, excellent torpedoes, accurate dive bombers, but poor rockets. All IGN CVs are strong at their tiers, powerful in both randoms and ranked, and Hakuryu is likely to be banned in future CB seasons due to how strong it is. Now the next tech tree line should be looking at is going to be the Haragumo. Now the Haragumo line is a very effective DD line, very nice gunboater, pretty much, with smoke. It does have 100mm HE shells, which has 30mm of pen. It has a very high firepower, great torpedoes, but sluggish maneuverability. The tier 5 through 7 is similar to the IGN torpedo line, while the tier 8 through 10 are the true gunboats of the Japanese. It is very good in randoms, good in ranked, but very niche in competitive scenes. It is the cheapest line to Research Bureau, so this line is particularly used to be able to reset lines over and over and over again to get the most out of their Research Bureau points. Now let's look at the next one is going to be the French DD line. The French DDs are the high-speed DD line focusing on open water gunboating, with a MBRB, which provides a temporary firepower boost. French DD hulls saturate faster, effectively taking less damage over time. It is somewhat hard to play effectively, but very rewarding. It is good in randoms, good in ranked. Kleber does see use in CBs, but was banned in the previous COT seasons due to how good they were. Now, the USCA line, which is better known as the Des Moines line. So this line is a high firepower close range cruiser line, improved AP angles, carries radar starting at tier 8, can be hard to play outside of islands, but it's above average in randoms, good in ranked. The Des Moines does see some use in competitive. This is one of my personal favorite lines to play. I personally enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. So that's why I had to put it kind of in this one in the top 8. It's a really good line to learn off of. Definitely enjoy it for sure. For the final top 8 lines I'd recommend for drying in 2022 would be the Russian Bad BB line. Now, the Russian BB line, better known as Russian bias line, is going to be the Kremlin. It is a heavily armored, close-range BB with higher gun accuracy under 14 kilometers, but past 14, it kind of suffers on its accuracy. Now, it's relatively high citadel placement, but usually well armored. You can see right here. It has 430, 410, and then 430, so it's a very thick armor, indeed, even though the citadel is sitting above water. Now, it does above average in randoms, is good in ranked, but somewhat common, and it is actually somewhat common in competitive formats. Most of the clan battle season, I've been seeing Ohios and Kremlins as like the top battleships being played, so definitely be good for competitive scene. Now, that is the top 8 tech tree lines I would say recommending for 2022, but I do have 2 honorable mentions. The 2 honorable mentions, of course, are going to be the literal cruiser that can be classified as a battleship as the Petro. The Petro is literally god tier for Sea Beach right now. It is so good. It's also a heavy ranked carry ship, as well as a fun to play random ship. Definitely a line to look to and grind to in the future. It is super tanky, pretty much the tankiest cruiser in the game. You don't want to mess with this ship. It is so good. And the final honorable mention we'd be recommending would be the Montana. Now, the Montana is a line that most people have probably already ground already. But it's one of the best starter lines to go down overall. It's a nice jack of all trades battleship. Can be fun at close, medium range, long range, and somewhat close range if you want to do that, but still not the best idea. It's still a very solid line overall. It's definitely fun for randoms, but for ranked and clan battles, usually people would prefer taking Ohio over a Montana. But this line teaches you a lot of the basics for battleships, so it's usually my top 2 for recommending to newer players in this game as like a first battleship line to go down. But yep, I wanted to make this video short and sweet. I know that not everyone is going to agree on what lines I suggested as the top 8. If you guys have any other suggestions, I would highly recommend you guys put them down in the comments down below. But yep, this is OverlordBou, and I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, big stretch, dude. Oh, big stretch, yeah.